This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing. races into the season, two different winners, neither of which sit atop the point standings. The defending champion Robert Hartley won the season opener. Four-time MX-5 World Tour champ Sonny Ketchen won round two. But right behind Hartley and right behind Ketchen in both races was the Canadian Mike the Hamster Dam. His consistency finds him in the points lead coming into the next round, which is why we are here. From Virginia International Raceway, it is round 3 of the Advanced Mazda Cup 2019 Spring Season Championship, and you can see all the strength of field action live as it happens right here on the Global Sim Racing channel via the iRacing Esports Network. Hello everyone and welcome. Joining yours truly, Bill Soupson, up in the booth to bring you our bird's eye view is Chris Foby. Sean Crackers Ambrose has director duties, armed with cameras, locked and loaded by Dougie Beer. Okay, the tranquility of the banks of the Dan River has been interrupted as a school of 150 horsepower engines rev their way around the Emerald countryside, much to the delight of the two-dimensional fans, not to mention our three-dimensional online viewers. Chris, tell us a little bit about today's venue.
Well, Soup, we have a legendary facility here opening back in 1957 in Southern Virginia, just a stone's throw away from the North Carolina state line. The track Carroll Shelby won the inaugural race at and claimed one lap at VIR was like 100 at Watkins Glen. We have such legendary corners as the Oak Tree Turn, Madison Avenue, the roller coaster in the Hog Pen, and of course we're going to show you one lap around the Virginia International Raceway as we throw to our track guide here in just a moment and we get ready to race in the MX-5 Advanced Cup.
All right, we've got Amjad Yaman of the GSRC MX-5, so let's do a lap around Virginia International Raceway. Coming down to the horseshoe, this is one of the more ideal passing spots on the track. In fact, the long straightaway means the MX-5 will be offering up a huge draft to anyone trailing another car. But this never-ending corner can be tough with its tricky apex and deceptively long exit. Get to the power too soon and you can slip off into the grass with ease. There's going to be a little kink to the left, and that leads into the curved braking zone of NASCAR Bend. Dip a wheel off to the right, though, and it's very easy to slide the car off into the tires. From there, it's a short burst to left hook, which is basically the first half of a slow and frustrating chicane. Ideally, you'll want to get a wider entry into the second apex for the optimal line. That arcs us directly into the snake, which should be single file, but that doesn't stop drivers from trying to take it too wide. I can't say it usually ends up well for either party. Finally, we get a little breather as we pop onto the bridge, but now we approach the climbing S's. In the MX-5, it's flat out, but once again, can't really take more than one car at a time. At the top of the hill, hold to the right because behind this blind crest is South Bend. This is a terrifyingly fast corner that is notoriously punishing to anyone who swings wide. The car usually slides across the track into the tires and your day is done. After that is Oak Tree, which is another turn with a curved braking zone. Nailing the exit by getting on the power as soon as you can should really be your focus. You can see up ahead of us the reason why. The long climbing backstretch will give you plenty of time to think about what you got wrong if you come out of the turn too slow. The good news is if you're at least somewhat close behind another MX-5, that good old draft will begin to reel you back in and give you a chance to keep up, or even attack. But if you're side by side heading into the roller coaster, I hope you got some guts because it's going to be a game of chicken at the end of the straight. There's a kink and a crest right as you're trying to slow the car up, which makes consistency a tall order at this bend. The track weaves its way into another technical section where this quick left-hander dumps us into the double apexer that is Hog Pen. This is another critical corner because getting to the power early will help keep you safe as we climb back up the front stretch. Gotta make sure you've got the speed to keep from being attacked into the first corner. Hopefully you kept it on the track and have now finished a lap around Virginia International Raceway.
Grandma making an apple pie, Marvin Gaye singing the Star Spangled Banner, and Joe Peak talking you around the racetrack. Three things nobody does better. Let me now take you through the point standings after two races. We take a look at it We talked about it before. Now, keep in mind that these numbers do not take into account the 4 drop races allowed for in the rules. As mentioned in the opening, Mike Dam has posted a pair of seconds this season. Coming off the win last round, Sonny Ketchen rockets up into second position. Dave Baton has a 3rd and a 6th so far. That's what puts him in the 3rd spot. The Sheriff, Jordy Fike, well, he's been pretty good as well. He's got a 5th and a 7th. Racing out of Germany, but flying the Greek flag is Ioannis Moumoulidis. He sits in 5th as he rounds out the overlay. Now, we will start taking into account drop races starting after 4, and that'll give us a better idea of who is contenders and who are pretenders. All right, with that out of the way, let me go back to Chris. He's going to talk a little bit about the event details.
Well, Soup, this is round 3 of 12 with 4 drops on the series. This race today that we'll be watching is 25 minutes long, no pit stops. It is an open setup with a cap of 17 incidents, and this is an official iRacing points event. So these guys are going to have to be on their best behavior if they don't want to hurt that safety rating.
It also makes it very interesting when it comes to figuring out how the points will play out. You get more points, the stronger the strength of field. We thought for a minute we were going to have a huge event today as the field was slow to fill, and we thought maybe it would not split. We were thinking maybe we were going to get 30, 31 cars perhaps, but we did get to the magic number, and we have split into 2 again. So we have about what we saw last time, about 15 or 16 cars here today. We ride on board with Ioannis Moumoulidis right now. Nobody putting in a qualifying time as of yet. We'll see who gets it in. After we start to roll in some times, we'll take a look at the weather here. But let's see what kind of times we're going to get. Now, here comes Gide Alessadrini. He is really quick. He won a race last season. He is definitely a threat to pick up another one here today. Alessadrini, Moumoulidis will also be very good. Looking through the field for big names that are not here, I do see the Australian Sonny Ketchen is here. Robert Hartley, our opening round winner, is not. Right on board with DJ. They start to come in. Up to the top he goes. Start to fill up now as everyone starts to roll in across. David Baton sitting in 2nd, but there are still a lot of big names coming in. Taking a look here at Lorarte trying to put in the time. He's yet to do that one. He does get one in. He moves into 6th. Let's stay on qualifying for a bit more before we take a peek at the weather. See some of these guys coming in. Looks like Ketchen is going to wait. Take a look at car number 9, Robert Mason. He's yet to put in a time. 10 have. 6 have not.
No, that wasn't.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry about that. I was just going to comment what a commanding lap Alessadrini put up there with a pretty solid gap on the field the first time out.
Alessadrini still at the top. Mason sneaks himself into 8th position. Moumoulidis sits up in 2nd now, still waiting for some previous race winners like Travis Wallace and Sonny Ketchen to post a time. We were a little worried because all the practices were very gloomy. It was a very oppressive weather. The clouds were hanging low in the heavens. A little prettier out there right now. Let's go ahead and take a look at the weather real quick if we could, Director. What do you think, Nick? Looks pretty friendly.
It's a very beautiful day here in Southern Virginia. Looks like 71 degrees, partly cloudy, 74 degrees on track, so pretty close to our ambient temperature on the blacktop. Humidity pretty reasonable, and it looks like a beautiful day, and as they say, it's a great day for racing.
Put $1 in the jar for me. Of course, I'm sitting here next to Chris Folk.
It's okay, I was ready to roll with it.
Yeah. Just don't call them late for dinner. 14 drivers put in qualifying times. Whatever one is waiting for, all the two-dimensional fans out there are waiting to see if Sonny Ketchen puts in a time. I don't even see Sonny in the session right now. Of course, he races from down under Sometimes he has internet connection problems, and it also is really an ungodly hour down there in that island continent.
He may be out boxing a kangaroo as we speak.
That's what I would do. So I might just get 15.
I mean, those kangaroos are just so smug, you know?
They do. We're thinking about what time it is. You know what? I'm so used to Sunny racing in the MX-5 World Tour, which is about noon here on the west coast of America. It's really not that bad right now in Australia. Actually, about lunchtime on a Saturday afternoon. So
just having a nice,
Sunny? Yeah,
having a nice Saturday Vegemite sandwich.
Sandrini, Alessandrini, and Mutalutis sit at the top of the charts. And that's going to be a record for the most letters in a front row. Let's go ahead and give you the grid right now. He's got a short first name, DJ Alessandrini. Ionis Mutalutis outside of him. Row 2 is populated by the Canadian David Paton, Stephen Van Opstel not there, Clifford Evan, and Travis Wallace, a former winner from last season, in 6. Asuda Shiraiwa in the 7th position. The bullet train is here. Lucas Lorte in 8th, 9th, and 10th go to Matt Morris and Hironi Kobayashi in 10th position. All right, Chris, who you got next? There you see, we've got Ivan Garcia there and Nicholas Berger in row 6. Alex Colford and Robert Mason fill up row 7. Then the final 2 drivers, John White and Sonny Ketchen, who, let's take a look and see if he, oh my goodness, there is a Sonny sighting as he sits back there in 16th position. He's fast, but so is Alessandrini and Mutalutis. Boy, that's going to be a tall order for the Australian to get all the way up there. His 4 wheels scare the cockatoos from Kintor East to Newman Dew, so we'll see how he does. We continue to wait for Mumilides to get his spot as well. Round number 3 here in the Advanced Mazda Cup. And for everyone to take their spots, you can see, Ketchum blinking a little bit back there in the 16th position. Hopefully he's going to be able to hang in there. Now everybody is out there. 16 cars, 150 horsepower each. That's 2,400 horsepower if you do the math. How about that off the top of my head?
Well, I won't be checking your math, Soup. That's for sure.
And hear the engine start to rev. You know what to do. One more time. Gather up the chickens, they come around the cows. The horses are out of the barn. Alessandrini out in front. Mutalutis back in 2nd position. He is being chased back there. Baton drops into 3rd. Van Opstel is in 4th. A battle for 5th between Evan and Wallace. Evan is going to get the best of that one.
Well, Soup, we got cars off the track contact as they come through the first corner, and we have a couple cars facing the wrong direction.
Bumping and banging that one on. Just a few drivers that were involved in that one. We'll get
Looks
to
like
that
Kobayashi, one of them.
Yep. Out in front is Alessandrini, Mutalutis right behind him. There we go as we get everything working right now. 25 minutes of racing, no pit stop today. Alessandrini unable to drive away from the Greek driver. Van Opstel goes off in the grass in 3rd position. He's going to lose a spot. Give it up to Clifford Evan. He moves up into 3rd position. Van Opstel, the Belgian driver, able to save it back there in 4th. Matt Morris in 5th, being challenged by Travis Wallace. Big names that are not here today. Robert Hartley, the defending champion. Mike the Hamsterdam sits 2nd in the points. Not here right now. Bump drafting going on up front as Mutalutis gets in the back of Alessandrini. Both those drivers hoping to pull away from the field, making a 2-car battle. They don't want Evan to get up there and bring in Van Opstel with him.
Still got a long way to go in this one, Soup. You got to wonder how much these front two guys are going to lean on these cars early on. Or maybe do you think they're just trying to get out to an early lead so they can cruise for the remainder of the time?
I think they're just trying to hang on to it the best they can right now. Let us settle down. A lot of veterans involved in this. Some of the drivers involved in that early incident were Hironi Kobayashi. Nicholas Berger was also involved in it too, and Alex Koford. I think we're going to be able to go to it right now before action heats up. Let's go back to lap number 1. This is early on. These 3 guys were racing back. Kobayashi qualified in 10th. Just a lot of fighting on the early lap. You want to try to keep it clean. They get together. There you see it, and then they are collected and they go off. We'll jump back a little bit more. Look at it one more time from the Japanese driver.
Looks just like one of those cases of too many cars and not enough space.
Yeah. And then he comes back across the track after getting hit. That really wasn't his fault. The car was out of control. All right, now we come back live again. Up front, DJ Alessandrini is being hounded by Ioannis Moudoulides right back there. Both these drivers in desperate need of a nickname. Clifford Evan back there in 3rd position, Van Ostrel in 4th. Don't be confused by the timing and scoring on there. Somebody has taken a tow, and they are in pit lane right now, and timing and scoring is registering them as the leader. Alessandrini is indeed out in front. For now.
Well, Soup, it looks like was Moumaloudis, pronouns, pal. Looked like he was getting ready to set him up for a run, and looks like just wasn't able to make it happen. But he is testing the waters here a little bit as they go around the track, and you got to think maybe he's going to be making that move here shortly, or maybe he's just thinking about what he can do down the line.
Look at this battle we see as they come at you there. 2 guys I want to look at a little closer. Nicholas Berger is under attack from Lucas Loarti. They continued race. Now, these guys were much closer a little bit. This is a battle for, I believe, 7th or 8th position if timing and scoring is caught up. We ride on the board the back of Berger right now. Duck into the inside is Loarti. He's going to try to get in there. Can he make it stick on the inside? They are Cialis bathtubs through the corner.
Well, he was heavy on the binders, and they're still side-by-side, Soup. This is an incredible battle.
Let's make sure we are actually looking at this in the time that it happens there. Here we go. Now we come back live, and there we were a little bit behind. Now they are side by side as we get to Lordier. Now they get it sorted out. Okay, now we're back to Berger. Here we come. Here comes the move. Loarti making the move on the inside. Careful, boys. Stay off each other. Now they're Cialis bathtubs. They touch. They bang. They bang again. They remain side by side. Number 7 gets out in front. Number 6 falls back. Loriardi takes over the spot. Nice job.
Well, those guys rubbing shoulders, but everyone keeping it pointed the right way. Looks like Loriardi may have made some contact earlier on in this race.
Going off on the grass was oh, he has no, and I'm talking about Moumaloudis, he has no intention of taking the lead. Alessandrini put it off on the grass, lost all of his momentum, and right now, Moumaloudis is happy just to sit back there and push. There's an incident cap, though. You have to be careful. Every time you get into the trunk of somebody, you can pick up a point here and there. We've seen drivers actually X out just from bump drafting.
Not to mention, Alessandrini may lose his golf clubs.
Don't bend the shafts. Oh, Moumaloudis is loose.
More like Moumaloudis, am I right?
Here comes Clifford Evan on the inside as they head down to corner number 1. They are in a drag race right now, but I think the preferred position is going to go to Evan. He gets it. He picks up another spot. He's gridded in 5th. He's already up into 2nd. The Belgian driver back there, Stefan Van Ofstra, watching on in the popcorn position in 4th. But all that nonsense has let Alessandrini go away. Go, Chris.
You got to believe Mumaludis might be kicking himself now for not maybe making a move to overtake for the lead, because one little mistake trying to keep in the tracks of Alessandrini, it's cost him a spot, Sue.
And we're on Mumaludis right now. When I tell you about qualifying times, they were very, very close, about tenths of a second. Let's go to Matt Morris real quick, back in 6th position. He just went off in the grass. He's going to lose a spot to Travis Wallace. Morris is in that yellow and blue machine. Wallace on the inside makes the pass. Wasn't so much of Wallace getting the pass done. It was a mistake from M&M. We'll take a look at this one. Noted for being a very cool customer. M&M melts in your mouth, not in your hand. But right now he put it off in the grass. And that's what cost him. There it is. Probably picked up a slowdown penalty too, everything. Come back live to M&M. Not missing anything up front. The front four race pretty much about 4 or 5 car lengths apart. Great battle back here for 6th. That's M&M, Matt Morris in front of Liarty, Berger, and Paton. Boy, David Paton started in 3rd, back in 9th right now. So much to watch. Look at this! Side-by-side action.
You know, Liarty, as I mentioned earlier, has a bit of damage on that right front fender. It looks like he may have made a little bit more contact with Morris that time around.
Nicholas Berger takes advantage and moves up the spot around him. Paton back there watching. Let's go up to 2nd position right now, because here comes Mumu. On the outside with momentum. Oh my goodness, practicing some rhinoplasty is Clifford Evan, who chops off the nose of the Greek driver. Holy smokes! Now let's be fair to Evan there. He knew exactly how long his car wants. He got in front, he just closed the door. I do not want to buy a vacuum.
Soup, they're still ducking and weaving around the track too. I don't think this one's over with.
Not at all. There is racing for 2nd, and now we go back to 7th position. Liarty wants that spot back. Matt Morris leads this train. David Paton started in 3rd. He's racing back there in 8th position right now. The last car in line, it says 9th. I do believe it's 8th. I could be wrong on that. Trying to get up around these guys. Let me correct it is 9th. It is correct. I forgot about Wallace sitting in 5th position between these 2 trains. There's the pass being made. Getting bumped off. Berger.
Now you can see on the side of Liarty's car, it's all scraped up. That guy has had a very physical race.
You have these 4 cars going at it. Starts up in front with Morris in 6th position. Liarty, Paton, and Berger. Then you got these 4 cars up front. Alessandrini, Mumalidis, who made the pass on Evan, then off the back and forth. Evan had a taste of 2nd for a while, wants it back.
You know, Soup, this is the first real event I've gotten to watch at VIR, and I got to say, I am just incredibly impressed with the way these drivers are able to just throw these cars around this track.
Yeah, these are veterans. They've been here a lot. In between these 2 packs of cars, there are 2 drivers we have not talked much about. Travis Wallace races in 5th. And then, of course, Matt Morris back there, who leads that train. Actually, Travis Wallace is the lone driver. We're going to go back a little bit farther now and look at ones that are really back in 10th position. This is Robert Mason attacking Ivan Garcia. Mason tries to get a nose in there. He gets it, he gets the pass made. We got there just in time. Way to go, Robert. Garcia saying, I've had a quiet race the whole time. You get to me the one time I'm passed.
Well, that battle may not be done yet, Soup. He's making a switchback on him as they head into the corner.
We can stay on this one for a while longer as they're behaving up front. We ride on board. And there's the car in the back. Oh, let's go to Lucas Lorty right now. We'll get it on a replay. He just got together with Matt Morris. Morris got the best of it. Morris stayed on the track. Lorty ended up in the Virginia countryside. And honestly, I think Morris is there. Now, Morris is in the yellow car. Just watch this, and Lorty kind of comes across his nose, and Lorty can't make the car invisible.
Yeah, he just got a little bit of a touch, and he was off the track. As I mentioned, Loyardi's had a very physical race, and he's made contact with a couple people. So, I guess live by the sword, die by the sword.
Might have to go on the IR there. There's Lorty now, sitting back there in what will be 10th position. All right, P2. Evan has got back around Moo. Here he comes one more time, though. They are side by side down into one. The preferred position is going to go to Evan. And Mumalides says, I will wait and try it one more time. We have still 11 minutes of racing to go plus. Mumalides, boy, my goodness, he loves to follow right behind a guy. I know of a driver who follows closer to the car in front.
And he's a cool customer. You can see looking at his dashboard there, it doesn't even have the AC on.
Originally from Greece, now racing out of Germany. We've become a fan of his. He's very exciting. He had a chance for a good finish in round one, made a mistake, was racing in second in this race, made a mistake, but he was able to get a podium in round number 2. We continue to watch him hound Clifford Evan. We hope you're enjoying this broadcast here, the Global Sim Racing Channel on the iRacing Esports Network. IESN, the best in the World Championships, along as many private leagues like the one you're watching right now, are spotlighted right here on IESN. If you haven't yet, become a member so you don't miss any of their great broadcasts. Continued racing. Here's the momentum. Going to try it on the left-hand side. Taking the defensive line is Evan. Now it kind of swings out here to the left, and they work through this one. I believe he gets it. Mumalides out in front.
But it's not done yet, Soup.
We will stay on this one for a while. We've been jumping around a little bit. Let's watch a little bit of racing. Another mistake from the Greek driver. He's off in the grass. Careful, don't get back into it. He brings it back on, but he loses not only one to Evan, he loses also the spot to Van Ostrel, and he falls back to 4th position. We'll look at it again, and once again, it's not about being fast, it's about keeping it on the pavement. Slots into 4th. And I'll be darned if the Belgian driver of Steven Van Oster now is not in the tow of Evan. Uh-oh. Also, at the same time, we have contact between Garcia got in, but that's okay. Let's keep going. We don't need to go to that one. Murludas loses another spot.
Yeah, he had a big moment there, Soup. The back end of the car just completely stepped out around him. He gave up another position to Travis Wallace. And looks like maybe that unprovoked mistake he had there earlier going off the track may have broken his focus.
Wallace now up into 4th position. And once again, Mumalides trying to make up for his mistake. I can count 3 that he's made so far this race. There is an incident cap. You got to be careful. Luckily, because all of his mistakes really haven't involved much contact. They've just been excursions off into the alfalfa. All that battling that was going on back behind, well, that's kind of gone away. But there are some bills to pay, and one of the sponsors here is Trip and Dries. They sponsored the back marker shout-out. We're going to go to that right now, and I'm going to start with the driver. Last car on the lead lap, currently in 12th position. This is John White, started in 15th. He is up 2 spots. He's picked those up from attrition. Up ahead of him, Alex Kofert, a very quiet race. He is up 1 position as he races in 11th spot. It's a long way up. Remember this guy? Sonny Kenshin. He was late to the grid. He's only been able to get up a few spots. He's racing in 10th position. That's why God made drop races. Sonny Kenshin in 10th. Inside the top 10, Ivan Garcia in 9th. Have not heard much from him as he races all by himself. 4 seconds behind Luerti, about 3.5 seconds ahead of Kenshin. Keep it going. We'll stop with this one. Lucas Luerti in 8th spot. We saw him in a battle as he trails Robert Mason, who we saw really have a great run. Robert Mason up there in 7th. All right, that's Triple G's back marker shout out. We go to P4 right now. Hey! Mumaludas made the pass.
But it looks like that one's not over with either. Soup, Wallace is right on his back bumper.
Boy, and look at Moon. I'll get one thing for Ionas, man. He really works the car. That car gets left, that car gets right. I'm not sure if it's the fastest way around, but it sure is exciting to watch. Here comes Wallace right on his tail. In contrast to Mumalides, Wallace is smooth as dolphin skin right now, just hitting his marks, putting the car up right on the curves where he wants it. We'll keep an eye on this battle. And don't give up on, you can see it up on your screen on that very top row there. Evan and Van Ostrel, that gap very, very close right now. Just about a half a second apart.
And you know, Van Ostrel's been having such a quiet race. You almost wouldn't know he was up there until there he is.
No, I agree. With 6 minutes to go, he is just waiting, looking for his opportunity. Stick around for the post-race show. We'll run down the entire finishing order, talk to some of the drivers, and of course, give out our special award, Queen of the Ball. Who's going to win it today? We don't know yet. How do you become Queen of the Ball? We don't know that either.
I do know every girl deserves to go to the ball.
Cinderella would agree. Van Ostrel now about 5 car lengths back of Evan. All this going on behind DJ Alisadrini. Once Mumaludas made that final mistake and with Sonny Kenshin not at the front of the grid, he's had it all his own way. Remember him? DJ Alisadrini. 3 words can best summarize his race: wire to wire.
Yeah, you got to believe at this point he's almost on cruise control. He's had, after that early battle with Mumaludas, he's been able to pull away and is now sitting comfortably out in front of the field, just on a nice Friday evening, Sunday or Saturday morning drive.
There are no battles other than the one we are watching right now, the 2 up front. Travis Wallace, he has a win in the broadcast series. He picked one up last season. He'd like to get another one. Racing in 5th, all over the back of Mumalides. Clifford Evan had an eventful race last round, looking to get a podium here, driving away from Van Ostrel right now. The battle is back here. Down the long back straight. Both of them, you can see both. That's a great shot right there. You see both battles. Evan ahead of Van Ostrel, and now Mumalides ahead of Wallace. Neither driver taking advantage of the tow. Just under 4 minutes to go.
You know, Soup, things are calm, but you got to believe if you got another driver in your sight, knowing how much time is left in this race, it's got to be about time to white knuckle that wheel and get up on it.
Looking at Evan now. Again, with about 8 car lengths lead over Van Ostrel. Van Ostrel does nothing. Same exact story. Iotis. Sorry. Mumilides ahead of Wallace. I do have another one I want to document. Could we quickly go to 6th position? Oh my goodness. Coming fast. I think this guy has really put on a show. I'm talking about Robert Mason. Started in 14th. He is racing in 7th right now. He is coming up on the back of M&M. Matt Morris racing in 6th. I don't know if Mason is going to have enough for him, but we'll come back and check in on that one. He's been gaining on him. So now we got 3 to watch. The battle for 2nd, the battle for 4th, and this battle back here for 6th. Oh, Mason really gaining. Here he comes. Out of the 3 battles we're watching, I think Mason is the one who's going to make the move. He gets to the inside right now. He tries to get the best entrance in, and he gets the pass made. Another position for Robert Mason. Well done. We're going to 4th position. Here we go. Wallace trying what he can. He cannot get there. He is about 2 car lengths back, but he's in the tow. Boy, he is really in good position right now. He's scooting up in his seat, using his Flintstone feet, trying to get that little MX-5 150 horsepower engine to give him as much straight line speed as he can. Closing, but over so slowly. Now a car length back, the defensive line for Mumilides. Wallace now within a half car length, but he runs out of tarmac.
You gotta believe the frustration growing as we get our south of coming up to the white flag actually this time, and Wallace, he can see him, he can taste the pass, and it won't come to him.
The Ohio driver DJ Alessadrini gets the white flag. He has nobody behind him to put on any pressure. Van Ofstrow trying some interesting racing lines. Evan took a defensive line down into 1. Van Ofstrow is right there. Wallace on Mumilides as well. We have so many to cover. I can report that once Mason got around Morris, Mason able to drive away. So we're watching these 2 battles. Wallace trying to do whatever he can to get there. He's about 2 car lengths back. Mumilides not immune to making a mistake. All this going behind the race leader, who is heading down, looking to go up the back straight here in just a minute. We continue this battle though. Look at Wallace. He's closer than he's ever been. A car length back. Boy, he's in good position. If he can get a good drive out of here, make a run, he is right there.
The pressure's on, and we've seen Mumilides have some issues with that when the pressure was on earlier on in the race, so we'll see how this goes.
When the light shines the brightest, the colors sews the tightest. That's what my dad always said. Battles for 2nd and for 4th. Who's going to get there first? I don't know if the one for 4th. Let's go to the one for 2nd. Here comes Van Ofstrow, ducking to the inside. You can see in the back, they're making the same move back behind him. Van Ofstrow gets the pass made. Let's go back to Wallace. Wallace, Cialis bathtubs with Mumilides.
He's in front of him, but he's not clear.
He gets it done. I think those are going to be safe. Our leader coming to the line. Round number 3 here in the Advanced Mazda Cup goes to DJ Alessadrini. Let's drop back to 2nd. Evan is going to be able to hold off. No, it's Van Ofstrow holding off Evan at the line. Yes. Side by side at the line. Mumilides gets the best of it. We might want to get a replay of that one as he snakes him at the very end. We thought it was safe. Mason will get 6th. Matt Morris gets 7th. The rest of the field comes across the line. 12 cars on the lead lap, John White being the last one. We look at this battle here between Canchin and Garcia. Canchin will get the best of that. Let's take a look at this battle for what will be 4th position. Wallace got him on the backstretch, but Ioannis Mumilides did not give up. Here's the race to the line.
So we mentioned the difference in their style and how Mumilides was kind of a little more throwing the car around, and you can see here he was not afraid to use every bit of that car to get his way around.
As they come to the line, he gets them by ever so slight. How about 1/100th of a second as Mumilides gets fourth position over Travis Wallace. They put on a great show. The racing is over here at VIR, but you know our broadcast still has a way to go. We'll take a short break. We'll come back to run down the finishing order, talk to some of the drivers before we put a lock on the gate, and don't forget, we still have Queen of the Ball. Talk to you in a little while. Streaming cyberspace into your place via the iRacing Esports Network. This is the Global Sim Racing Channel's coverage of the Advanced Mazda Cup Strength of Field event, round number 3 from VIR. Now, why the excitement up front may not be a lot to write home about, it was exciting back behind them. DJ Alessandrini goes wire to wire, picks up his first win of the season. He picked up a couple last season. When we start taking drop races into account, look for him to be near the top of the points. Steven Van Opstra was able to get around Clifford Evan. Evan put on a great show, though. Passing drivers, losing positions. Steven Van Opstra, very, very quiet, gets a great second position. Clifford Evan gets the final podium spot. Ioannis Mumilides, boy, he was up front, he was back, he was passing, he was in the grass, he was going around drivers. He put on quite a show. He settles for fourth position, able to nip Travis Wallace at the line for that spot. Wallace will have to settle for fifth. The back half of your top 10. This guy, Robert Mason, so close to winning Queen of the Ball, but it's not going to go to you today. I got somebody else in mind, Robert. Matt Morris gets 7th spot. Lucas Lorty in 8th. 9th and 10th go to Sonny Kanchan and Ivan Garcia. Chris?
Well, a little bit further back in the field, we have John White taking the 11th position with Alex Koford in 12th. And then we have our guys that did not quite see it to the end of the race. David Patton will be scored in 13th. Nicholas Berger in 14th. Yasuda Shiraiwa, I probably brutalized that, 15th place. And Hironori Kobayashi rounds out the field after that first lap incident.
Boy, they didn't make it easy on you down there in 15th and 16th. Welcome to the Global Sim Racing Channel with Yatsuya Shiraiwa and Hironi Kobayashi. I've been there, man. Good luck to you. Hey, now it's time, ladies and gentlemen. Who's going to get the Queen of the Ball award? We don't know what it takes to win the Queen of the Ball. Let's talk about it. Before we do driver interviews, it's time for the fan favorite segment, Queen of the Ball. What it takes to win Queen of the Ball is undefinable, but we know it when we see it. And the award salutes Queenie, a fan and supporter of this series and this broadcast. And there you have it. Today, it's going to go to Ioannis Moumoulidis. He was up front, he was behind, he was in the grass, he was on the pavement. He put on quite a show. Congratulations, as he is the second Queen of the Ball winner after it went to Derek Holland last round. Now, let's go to driver interviews, and I get the honor of talking to, I guess we're going to talk to our race winner. My goodness, DJ Alessandrini.
Hey, guys, how's it going?
Out in front, I won't say it was easy, but it looked easy for you. How did it feel?
I was pushing hard those first couple laps, trying to create like a lead pack, and Cliff Eben just wouldn't go away. He was like a booger you couldn't flick off. And then it looks like there were some mistakes behind me, and then it was kind of smooth sailing from there. So it was a little tense, and then it turned into a Sunday drive.
Honestly, I think the guy behind you early on was the Greek driver, Ioannis Moumoulidis there. He was actually bump drafting you there for a long time. I thought he had opportunities to make the pass, and we felt he wasn't going to take it. Was that kind of your impression as well?
Oh, yeah. We were trying to work together to try to make it a 50-50 shot that one of us wins the race. But like I said, Cliff Eben, he was a booger you couldn't flick off.
Yep, got it. Well, congratulations on the win. We saw you win last season. You win here on a big track. Are you racing any other cars?
Yeah, I'm. Next weekend is my wheel-to-wheel debut in the Grid Life Touring Cup. It's basically like the American version of improved production. I don't know if you've seen the videos on YouTube of like Jordan Cox throwing his Civic around Bathurst, but it's basically the American version of that. Grid Life Touring Cup. So you want to check out some more? It's grid.life.
Okay.
So I'll be hitting up Mid Ohio and hopefully bring some real world results home.
I'm going to put the pressure on you. Have you signed up to be a GSRC YouTube subscriber? You want it? Okay.
No.
I want you to do that now. I want you to find another series that we cover here on GSRC. It was fun to watch you race. If we can't see you race in this one, we'll see you race wherever you can. Hey, congratulations on the win today.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
DJ Alessandrini, the race winner, and soon to be GSRC YouTube subscriber member. All right, who you got, Chris?
Well, we got Cliff Eben, who was lovingly compared to a booger in our most recent interview with our race winner. But Cliff, it looked like an adventurous race for you, especially there coming towards the end. Tell us about your...
Yeah, it was very, very fun. At the start, I was fortunate enough to pick up a couple spots and kind of get in the draft behind DJ and Ioannis there. I felt like when I was within about a second there at the start of DJ, I was kind of sort of in the zone and running some pretty fast laps that I could never hit by myself. And after Ioannis drove off the track a little bit and I got checked up, once DJ was maybe 2.5, 3 seconds up the road, I just couldn't hit those same laps. I just didn't have the pace by myself. I felt like when I was following close enough, I could hit those laps, but never again. Never by myself. Could never do that.
Now, what were you thinking there in that last little jaunt to the line with Van Opstroll? Did you think maybe, did you have a shot at it? Did you maybe think about using the chrome horn, so to speak, or did you want a straight up drag race to the finish?
Yeah, I got a pretty good run out of there and got some nice draft off of him, but I didn't really have anywhere to go. I didn't want to cut through the grass or anything, so I pulled outside but didn't have enough steam there, so I had to settle for third. He was very patient and got me at the end there, so nice job to him.
All right, and Cliff, and where can our fans, where else can they follow you in the iRacing world?
Well, I do have a league. It's called Big C's MX-5 Challenge, and it is actually going to be broadcast this season, Season 2, by you guys at GSRC, so that's awesome to have happen. Good publicity for the league, and I love you guys' broadcast, so I'm excited to get that partnership going. The season starts on Sunday, April 7th, and we race Sundays at 8 o'clock p.m. GMT, which is 4 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time in the U.S.
Well, glad we could get the plug in for you there, Cliff, and congratulations on a great race.
Thank you guys for broadcasting.
There you have it, your third place finisher today, Clifford Evan. All right, I get the honor of talking to the guy who finished in fifth, Travis Wallace. Travis, your plan went perfectly there at the end until it didn't go right there at the end.
Yeah, it was working out so well, man. That finish was so exciting. Ionis, man, that was such a great race. Much better than last week. I'm super excited for a top 5 after.
Did you have the opportunity to make the move down the back straights on laps before, or was that really the first real chance you had at it?
Even if I'd have gotten the opportunity, whenever Ionis run off there in the final corner, earlier on in the race, he fell back with me, and I told him, just get ahead of me. But I couldn't even get to him to push him. I got lucky on that last lap. I got a good run out of Oak Tree, and unfortunately, I couldn't follow through with it on the front stretch.
Were you scooting up in your chair trying to get every inch of that car to the finish line?
Oh, man, I was rocking forward and back. I was doing everything I could, man.
Well, it was fun to watch your race. It's been you have a win in this series already. Let's see if we can pick another one up before the season is done.
Yeah, that's the goal. At least one, man.
All right, that's the attitude. Travis Wallace, top 5 finish today. Okay, Chris, you got one more.
All right, Ionis, great race for you. Biggest thing I got to ask about is what happened there when we ended up taking a trip through the grass.
Hi, that last corner, it's really something. I haven't seen such a corner in any other track around the world before. If you put one wheel over the curb, you are getting sucked out. Unfortunately, that happened to me. It was my own fault, but it was a great race up until then and after that.
Well, very cool. We appreciate having you on, and great race for you.
Hey, let me jump in here real quick. I noticed I got good news for you. I know you finished 5th. You probably wanted more, or 4th, but I got good news. You are our second recipient of Queen of the Ball. So you were Queen of the Ball for the exciting show you put on today, going forward and backwards on the grid.
It was really something. I wasn't only going forwards and backwards, I was certainly going sideways.
Yes, you were. It was fun to watch your race. Always good to have you on the broadcast. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thanks, guys. Will do.
Ionis Moumoulidis, the Greek driver racing out of Germany. What a fun race. And boy, it was fun to have Chris here next to me. That was great. GSRC would like to thank everybody in the Advanced Mazda Cup community, especially Jordy Fike, for supporting this broadcast. On screen now are just some of the equipment software we use to stream cyberspace into your place. Got to give additional thanks to June Lalonde, who provides the iconic music. See the screen to how to get a hold of all of her great work. The Advanced Mazda Cup returns in 1 week. That'll be round 4 for a longer 45-minute event that's going to have pit stops from Spa. Baby, GSRC via IESN will be there to bring you all the action. Next up on IESN, well, let me tell you what that's going to be. That is going to be the majors. Oh, that's going to be the international region. That's going to have super late models at Bristol. Coverage begins in about 6 hours or so. Honestly, it's tomorrow, 2:45 a.m. Eastern. Okay, check that out. Just under 4 hours from now is when that thing is going to start. Sliding across your screen right now are some of the upcoming broadcasts on GSRC, so check those out and mark them down on your calendar. If you'd like more information about GSRC, visit Global Sim Racing Channel, or check us out on Twitter, GSR Channel, Facebook, Global Sim Racing Channel, or Instagram at GSRC_Gram. Also, if you haven't done so yet, become a YouTube subscriber like DJ Alisadrini is going to do by heading over to our YouTube page and hitting that big red button. Finally, on behalf of the entire crew, now let me tell you who it is. It is not Joe Peak. It is not Nick Schmig. It is indeed Chris Folby, who was sitting next to me. I apologize for every time I called him Nick. Sean Ambrose was our director. Dougie Beer provides the cameras. We'd like to thank everyone for watching, as it was DJ Alisadrini who picks up the win here for round 3 at BIR. With that said, we're off to have fun. What are we going to do? We're going to storm the castle, baby. So until next time, race clean, race hard, and we'll see you on the track.